He was the love of my life, until the day he became my worst enemy. I gave him my heart, my youth, and my loyalty, but in court, he came for my house, my business, and even my grandmother's land. This Caribbean divorce wasn't just messy, it was war. Hey there, beautiful people, and welcome to the channel. If you love real Caribbean stories filled with drama, faith, scandal, and survival, you're in the right place. I'm bringing you powerful tales of heartbreak and healing, betrayal and breakthrough, all with that island flavor you know and love. True stories, raw emotions, and the God who brings restoration. So don't forget to subscribe, tap the notification bell, and join this growing family. My name is Nadine Sinclair. Born and bred in the vibrant town of Montego Bay, where every corner smells like jerk chicken, and every auntie on the lane knows your business before you even open your mouth. I was raised by a strong, God-fearing mother and a quiet, hard-working grandfather who taught me how to till soil, respect myself, and never depend on a man for my next meal. Still, when Winston came along, all of that flew out the window. He was tall, deep-skinned, and carried himself like a man with a purpose. A mechanic by trade, but charming with words. He had that smooth Kingston accent that made you feel like every word he spoke was dipped in honey. And Lord, could he talk. "Nadine, me see you in a me future," he'd whisper. "Me no want no other woman but you." At 24, I believed him. We had a small wedding. Nothing fancy, just family, friends, and the salty air of Treasure Beach carrying our vows to heaven. We danced barefoot on the sand. I wore a second-hand white dress. He cried when I said I do. That was the man I married. We built a life, together. A little shop in the town square selling hair products and essentials, Sinclair Beauty and Convenience. It was my dream, but he stood beside me like it was ours. 2 beautiful daughters followed, Kayla and Nyamai. Little girls with my dimples and his laugh. I used to believe we were blessed. We had our challenges, sure, every marriage does. But late at night, when he rubbed my feet and prayed with me before bed, I used to think, God, you gave me a good one. But behind those prayers, something darker was growing. At first, it was small. A lie here. An unexplained trip there. A strange scent that didn't belong to me. He'd brush me off, "You too paranoid, Nadine. Just work me a deal wid." Then came the changes. The late nights turned into full weekends. My calls went unanswered. He started picking fights for no reason. Criticizing my cooking, my looks, even the way I ran my own business. And still, I stayed. Because I loved him. Because I had children. Because I believed marriage was worth fighting for. But what do you do when the one you're fighting for is the one tearing you down behind your back? One night, I saw it. A message flashed across his phone as he slept. "Miss you bad. Can't wait fi wrap me arms round ya again." I stared at the screen, and I felt my chest tighten. It wasn't just betrayal, it was disrespect. After everything I'd given, everything I'd built with this man, he gave his body, his time, his love, to someone else. And just like that, paradise turned into prison. That night, I didn't sleep. I just sat by the window, staring at the moon. Wondering how the same arms that once held me close could now feel like the arms of a stranger. It was a Tuesday morning. The kind where the sun rose too fast, and everything felt off, like even the sky knew what was about to come. I was in the kitchen, boiling bush tea, fever grass, and mint, trying to calm the tightness in my chest. The girls were already at school. The shop hadn't opened yet. It was quiet. Too quiet. Then, a knock. I looked through the curtain and saw a man in a khaki suit with a manila folder. He wasn't selling anything. He wasn't smiling either. "Nadine Sinclair?" he asked. I nodded. He handed me the envelope. "You been served." At first, I thought it was some tax thing or maybe something from the parish council. But when I opened it, my heart dropped. Divorce papers. Filed by Winston Sinclair. Claiming irreconcilable differences, and demanding full custody of our 2 girls. But it didn't stop there. He wanted half the business I built from the ground up while he was busy in Negril playing big man. Our house in Mount Salem, where my girls were born. And as if that wasn't enough, he wanted my grandmother's land in St. Elizabeth. The same land where her bones now rest beneath a soursop tree. I stood there. Shaking. Not from fear, but rage. How dare he? This man, who walked out on his family, who hadn't paid a dime in months, who slept in another woman's bed, was trying to strip me of everything. And not just material things. My identity. My heritage. My name. That land didn't belong to him. That business was registered in my name. The house, bought with money from my mother's pension after she died. But none of that seemed to matter to him. He was out for blood. I collapsed in the kitchen chair. My tea went cold. My hands couldn't stop shaking. But in that silence, I heard something else. My grandmother's voice. Gal, you better get up. A lioness doesn't lie down in front of jackals. I wiped my tears, pulled out the same phone Winston used to cheat on me, and started calling lawyers. Every single one in Montego Bay. Most of them laughed when I said what he was trying to do. One even said, "Miss Sinclair, if you don't fight back properly, he'll walk away with it all." That's when I knew. This wasn't just a divorce. This was war. I got myself the baddest female lawyer on the island, Miss Simone Blake. A firebrand from Kingston who knew the law, knew the game, and didn't back down. She said to me, "Nadine, don't worry. He might be slick, but we're slicker." We started building the case. I pulled every receipt. Every bank statement. Every WhatsApp message he ever sent me about the business. I even had voice notes where he admitted the shop was Min Winston thought I would roll over. He thought I would cry, cuss, and let him win. But he forgot who raised me. He forgot I was born to women who tilled cane fields with babies on their backs and still came home to cook dinner. He forgot I was a Sinclair. He came for everything. But he didn't know. He was about to lose even more. Would you like scene 3 to cover the actual courtroom showdown, or would you prefer a scene where she confronts him directly before court? Montego Bay Family Court, 9:30 a.m. I walked in wearing a navy blue skirt suit that my aunt sent from overseas. Hair slicked back. Shoulders high. Bible in my handbag. This wasn't just court. This was a battlefield. And I was ready. Winston walked in behind me, wearing a brand new linen suit. Fake confidence dripping off him like sweat. And on his arm? The same woman from the message. Grinning like a Cheshire cat. A bleach-out face and acrylic nails tapping the bench like she already won. He didn't even look at me. Didn't even nod. This man I bore 2 children for, acting like I was just another number on the docket. Her Honor, Justice Monica Atkinson. A small woman with fierce eyes behind gold-rimmed glasses. She scanned the documents. Looked at both of us. Then said, "Judge," stern Jamaican accent. "This court na in a no soap opera. We hear 5 facts, not feelings." And just like that, the trial starts. Simone, my lawyer, stood up calm and deadly. She pulled out folder after folder. "Simone, Your Honor, Exhibit A, bank statements showing Mrs. Sinclair deposited 95% of all business income from her account. Exhibit B, business registration, sole proprietor, in the name of Nadine Sinclair. Exhibit C, WhatsApp voice note where Mr. Sinclair admits a your thing this, me just help out now and then." Winston squirmed in his seat. His lawyer tried to object, but it was too late. The truth was already out there. He never built it. He just benefited from it. Simone. Mr. Sinclair, are you aware that the land in question was deeded to Nadine Sinclair by her grandmother in 2006? Winston, mumbling. Me now really remember the date, but me did help maintain. Simone, answer the question. Yes or no? Winston, yes. Narrator. And just like that, the dominoes started to fall. Judge. Mr. Sinclair, this court sees through the deceit. You want custody of children you barely see? Property you didn't pay for? Assets you didn't build? This court rules as follows. Judge, the business remains the sole property of Nadine Sinclair. The home and ancestral land remain in her name. Custody of the children, granted to the mother, with supervised visitation for the father. And as for you, Mr. Sinclair, this court strongly encourages you to reflect on your actions, and count your blessings. It was over. The storm had passed. And I was still standing. As I walked out those double doors, the wind hit my face like a blessing. Winston stood on the courthouse steps. Alone. His side chick was nowhere to be found. He looked at me, shocked. But I didn't stop. Didn't even blink. Because that day, I walked out not just as a woman who won a case, but as a warrior who kept her crown. The court case was done. The war was over. But the healing? That was just the beginning. For weeks, I didn't celebrate. I didn't pop champagne or post victory quotes on social media. Instead, I cleaned. I scrubbed the corners of my house where tears used to fall. I rearranged the shop shelves like I was building something new, from scratch. I bought fresh curtains. White ones. Symbol of peace. And I start smiling again. Not because life was perfect. But I realized I never needed him to begin with. The community rallied behind me. Miss Anna from down the lane dropped off soup every Sunday. My cousin painted the storefront for free. My customers came back, not just to buy things, but to show love. They said, Nadine, you're stronger than most men me know. Nadine, me proud of you. Nadine, you inspire me. Fi leave me own no good man too. One night, after the girls had fallen asleep, I wrote this in my journal. You will not break me. You will not own me. You will not silence the woman God made me to be. That was the moment I truly divorced him, not just legally, but spiritually, emotionally, energetically. I cut the soul tie. He tried to reach out. First it was, can me talk to D girls? Then it turned into, me miss you still. And then, me never know what me had till me lose it. But I didn't answer. Because of that chapter? Done. I forgave him. Not for his sake, but for mine. Because bitterness is a poison that only destroys the cup it's in. I taught my daughters that we don't curse our enemies. We outgrow them. Today, I stand tall. Not as a victim, but as a victor. A businesswoman. A mother. A lioness. A Caribbean queen. And if you're watching this, feeling broken, forgotten, let me tell you, you can survive betrayal. You will rebuild. And baby girl? You gon' rise. It was a Wednesday night. The girls were doing homework. I was sipping Sarah tea on the veranda, watching the rain dance off the pavement. And then, I saw him. A small figure at the gate. Barefoot. Clutching something in his hand. He couldn't be older than 7. Skin caramel brown. Eyes wide and afraid. His shirt was soaked, clinging to his skinny frame. And in his hand, a crumpled photograph. Of Winston. Ya alright, baby? Where you come from? Boy, shivering. Mummy says if anything happens, me fi find him. But him na da home. D lady says come here. My heart dropped. The child had Winston's face. The same eyes. The same jawline. And then he said the words that changed everything, boy him a me daddy. I wanted to scream. To cry. To slam the gate shut and walk away. But instead, I whispered, Nadine, come inside, chilly. You can't stay out in rain. Daughter, mummy, who dat? Nadine, y'all go finish your homework. Mummy will explain later. I called Winston. For the first time in months. He answered on the second ring. Winston, what now, Nadine? Me busy. Nadine busy? Well, come quick. Ya son da here. He didn't even deny it. Didn't ask which son. Didn't even stutter. Because he knew. Neighbor, to another me tell ya long time say Winston did have picnic outside. Look how it busts now. Miss Anna, softly, but is the child at fault? Him innocent, this child, was born of betrayal. But none of it was his fault. My heart broke all over again. Not because Winston lied, again. But because this little boy was now a part of my story. Whether I wanted him or not. Winston, me ago carry him by me cousin Friday night. Nadine, firm, unblinking no, ye not. He's staying here, tonight. Winston, you mad? That's not your responsibility, Nadine, powerful, eyes blazing, he's a child. And unlike you, me now throw away people. That night, I didn't sleep. But I didn't cry either. Because even in the middle of chaos, a real queen protects the innocent. Even when the past comes back to haunt her. I told my daughters the truth about their brother. Their reaction broke me. The boy slept soundly that night. As if the pain that birthed him hadn't touched his soul yet. But in the morning, it was time to tell the truth. To my girls. To myself. I could feel the questions hanging in the air like steam from the pot. They didn't ask. But they knew. Children always know when something is broken in the walls around them. Nadine, gently, girls. I need fi talk to you. Serious talk. Daughter one, is he really daddy's? Nadine, nodding slowly, yes, baby. His name is Malachi. His mother passed away recently. Daughter two, while Yunu was married, mummy? He had another baby while living with us? I had rehearsed every word in my mind. But nothing. Nothing. Prepares a mother for the moment her children realize their father betrayed them, too. Daughter two, softly, mummy, you still love daddy? Nadine, with resolve, I love who I thought he was. But not who he became. Daughter two, looking at Malachi, so, what happened to him now? He's staying here? Nadine, gentle, for now, yes. He needs a place where people love him. Just like you girls always had. Malachi, barely a whisper, me sorry, that was the moment I lost it. You don't ever need to apologize, baby. You didn't ask to be born into this. And you are not a mistake. Healing doesn't come all at once. Sometimes, it comes in the form of an apology, from someone who doesn't even owe you one. And sometimes, love shows up. Looking like the child of your ex-husband's betrayal. They didn't ask to be sisters. But maybe, they were born for this moment. For restoration. For strength. For grace. Woman, so, you tuck in Winston's jacket? Good. 'Cause now you can deal with all his mess. I thought the worst was behind me. But I had no idea what was coming next. Yes, the woman at the door is Winston's new partner, and she's bringing fresh drama and secrets that Nadine never saw coming. Who is she? Name, Taisha. Age, late 20s. Vibe, loud, bold, flashy Kingston hot girl energy, nails done, lashes long, lips sharp. She's not just upset about Malachi being at Nadine's house, she's jealous because she thought she was Winston's only focus now. Afraid Winston might try to go back home now that Nadine is showing compassion. Holding a dangerous card, either she's pregnant and demanding Nadine warn Winston to come handle his business, or she knows another shocking secret, that Winston was planning to fight for full custody of all the children, using Taisha as his stable partner in court. I opened the door thinking it was another curious neighbor. But no. There she stood. Face full of foundation. Hair slicked back like a lioness ready to strike. And a belly bump I couldn't ignore, clinging to a neon pink jumpsuit. Taisha, so is true. Ya tech in Winston jacket. Ya muse proud, eh? Nadine, good afternoon. Who's asking? Taisha, rolling eyes, my name is Taisha. Winston woman. Baby's mother is too. And me na comfy play polite. She didn't ask for permission. Didn't wipe her shoes. Just barged in like she owned the place. But what she didn't realize was that she had just stepped into a lioness's den. Taisha, pointing at Malachi, him still da here? Lord Jesus. Winston, leave me high and dry fi coming back to this? Nadine, he didn't come back. And the boy is innocent. Taisha, eyes blazing innocent? Ya serious? While he out here try raise pick me from dead woman, me carrying him next child and Cyan even get a full night's sleep. Daughter 1, mummy, who dat lady? Nadine whispers to them. Go in a your room. Mummy is handling this. She was young. Beautiful, yes, but broken. And I knew that look in her eyes, the look of a woman who thought she'd won. Until she realized what she signed up for. Nadine, strong ya comfy shame me? Or for help? 'Cause you're looking really desperate. Taisha, voice shaking, I comfy tell ya keep ya eye open. Winston says him going to fight full custody of all D kids. He says ya unstable, and me backing him in court. There it was. The snake had found a new handler. And now she was threatening my home. My children. My peace. Nadine, rising to her full power, listen, my good little girl. You might be carrying his child, but you're carrying more drama than you know how to handle. Winston lost his family the day he disrespected this house. And if he wants to take me to court, tell him come good. Because I not only have proof, I have prayers. Taisha, mumbling, me just to warn ya. When custody papers drop, don't bawl. Nadine, when karma drops on you, don't run. I didn't know what tomorrow would bring. But I knew one thing for sure, if Winston wanted a war, he was about to meet the warrior he created. I won't lose what God gave me. Not to Winston. Not to the court. Not to fear. Let the storm come. The day of the custody hearing finally arrived. Winston came in wearing a fresh suit. But he couldn't cover the guilt in his eyes. And behind him, Taisha. Smug. Pregnant. Dangerous. She thought she was untouchable. But God doesn't sleep. Bailiff, court is now in session. All rise. Judge, we are here today regarding custody of the minor children between Winston Campbell and Nadine Campbell. He claimed I was unstable. He said I couldn't provide structure. That I took in a child that wasn't mine. Well, his new family was growing. But what he didn't know was I had a secret, too. Lawyer. Your Honor, before any ruling is made, we'd like to present DNA test results regarding Mr. Campbell's unborn child. Taisha, loud whisper, what the hell is this? Judge, order in the court. Proceed. Lawyer, reading these test results show that Mr. Winston Campbell is not the biological father of Ms. Taisha Clark's unborn child. Taisha, screaming, that's a lie. He is the father. I know it's him, baby. Judge, slamming gavel, silence in the courtroom. And just like that, the queen lost her crown. When you build lies on top of lies, eventually, the whole house crumbles. Judge, stern, given the false testimony and emotional instability shown today, this court grants sole custody of the minor children to Mrs. Nadine Campbell, effective immediately. I didn't win today because I had money. I won because I had truth, prayer, and peace. Malachi, smiling, mummy Nadine, me happy me here. And I'm happy you're mine. Even if the blood doesn't match, the love does. He tried to take everything, but God gave me back double. My peace, my strength, and my family. It's funny how storms come to tear your life apart. But sometimes, they clear a path you never would have found on your own. Winston thought he had taken everything. But in the silence that followed, I heard God more clearly than ever. I used the pain. I poured it into something greater. Now, I help women like me, women who gave their all, lost it all, and found their way back through God. Daughter 1, Mummy, one lady on the phone says you changed her life. Nadine, smiling, tell her. It was God. I just showed up. He lost more than he thought he would. Not just me. Not just the house. But the peace he never knew how to value. Nadine is at church. A testimony service. She walks to the front, holding a mic, her voice steady and warm. Nadine, addressing the congregation. I was broken. Betrayed. Buried in bitterness. But God didn't leave me there. He rebuilt me brick by brick. And I stand here today, whole, healed, and held by His grace. The church erupts in applause. Someone begins to sing softly, a woman's voice leading into "It is well with my soul." He tried to take everything. But I found everything in the one who never left me. I was the wife. I was the mother. Now, I'm the woman God always intended me to be. Your past doesn't define you. Your healing does. Sis, listen. He may have tried to destroy you. But if God is for you, who can be against you? They may have left you for broken. But you're not broken. You're becoming. He tried to take everything. But God gave me double. Subscribe for more real Caribbean stories of strength, scandal, and survival. Comment below, have you ever had to rebuild your life after betrayal?